Hello, welcome to the Modern Relationship Channel. I am Trevor Crow Molyneux, licensed marriage and family therapist. So Wendy, tell me about trying to keep it together with your husband. With all those kids and all that pressure, how do you maintain a relationship with your spouse?
You really need to have at least a night out away from the kids where you don't spend the whole time talking about the kids. Try actually not to talk about the kids.
I like that.
Which is hard,
but
that was what my husband said. We had to do that. Do not talk about the kids. We love them, but spend a lot of time talking about them.
Mm-hmm. So nurturing that relationship,
Yes.
It can be a challenge, and a lot of times kids are sick or something happens, but really making that rule that you really talk to each other, right? Ask
Yes.
about one another's
Yes.
feelings and being available. It's a challenge, right?
It is. And you have to pay attention to that because things can get pushed away because there's a lot going on with everybody. I mean, the ex-spouses, the kids from the other marriage, that your own kids. There's a lot. So you really do have to make the time and be conscientious about it.
So when you make parenting decisions, are you really careful about really doing it together, alone, without kids around? How do you sort of manage all of that?
We would do it without kids around. I mean, we just have structure, and we both agreed on most things, pretty much all things, which is great. And if you don't agree with what your ex-spouse does, you cannot do anything about it, which happens to me quite often. But I learned from making mistakes that you can't do it, and it really is stressful for the kids.
So each household might have very different value systems. They might have different rules, but you really just have to stick to your
Yes.
own rules in the house. So we have a couple good themes coming here, which is nurturing your relationship with your partner is extremely important, right? Because that's really the basis
Yes.
for everything. When you do go out, don't talk about the kids. Really talk to each other and really check in with one another about your feelings and how they're doing and what their frustrations are. And be sure to care. Say, look, I really appreciate that you're parenting and co-parenting with me, because step parenting isn't easy.
No,
right?
It's not. But having the foundation with your husband is really the core of what goes on. It's the foundation of what you have there, what you are making together.
Yeah.
By blending.
It's huge. So tell me about how you feel about being a stepmom, because you're a biological mom, 7 times? And a stepmom 3 times. So tell me about that.
Well, we did a lot of things with the kids when they were younger. We always went on vacations together. Like we would rent a house. We didn't go very far because we had so many kids, but we would go to the Jersey Shore and rent a house, and they all had fun together. And I treated them the same way that I would treat my own kids, and my husband did the same thing. And it was more challenging for him because all the kids were mostly with my 7 kids, 3 from the first marriage and 4 that we had together were all in the same house. So he really had to, do between those his stepkids and then his real kids. And he treated them all very fairly because they all see that, and it's a nice thing for them all to feel like there's no separation between what's going on in the house.
All of this is so important. It's part of blending a family and doing it well. And the Petta Goldmans have done a great job. And what we're hearing is you got to care about your relationship. Make that number one. Really nurture that. Being fair, giving kids a place where they can all be together and they feel really loved and supported as a group. And they end up with great relationships if you give them that safe space. So, this is a lot. We've been learning a lot. Thank you, Wendy.
You're welcome. Thank you very much for having me.